as we all know, this is my final official week here. And so I wanted to take this speech and not really go over anything like trucks or bows or weapons, although that might be a slight part of it. Instead, I wanted to go over some things that I do or that I have done and what I have learned through them that have helped me through life that I can apply to anything in my daily life most of the time, and that will hopefully continue to help me in the future, especially in the Army. Now, one thing that I've always done, which isn't that hard, doesn't sound like a big thing, but as long as I can remember, we've had a wood stove, and with a wood stove, I need wood. To get wood that fits in the wood stove, you need to split wood. Now, wood splitting, again, kind of a simple deal, but there's a couple of things that go into it that when you first start splitting wood, you kind of get lost in it, and there are some mental as well as physical things that you need to know to do it. One of the mental things is staying calm and breathing, which doesn't sound like a really hard thing, splitting wood. But kind of think about it. First time splitting wood, you have a big axe, it's coming down here, and I've seen people panic. When they panic, oftentimes they'll change the trajectory of the axe, they'll pull it towards them, they'll lean over too far. Now this can lead to a couple things. You go to the side, you can break the axe, chip it on a rock. You lean too far forward, the handle of the axe could hit the piece of wood they're trying to split and splinter the handle, shatter it, and you can get a ton of splinters of wood in your hand. Now, the worst case scenario is you pull the axe towards you when you panic. If you do this too much, you're lucky if the axe hits the ground. If you're not lucky, there's a chance that's going into your shin. I have seen this happen, not in person, but I have seen it happen on multiple occasions and heard of it happening. And it's not a very fun deal, but that happens by panicking. The best thing that you can do for your mental state, splitting wood, like I said, is staying calm. Once you commit here, it's going. You're not going to stop it if you have a splitting law. If you're using an axe, maybe. Best thing you can do is let it happen. On the physical side of it, you need to know your body. You need to know how long your arm is, because even if you don't panic, if you're standing too close, piece of wood's right here, too close, same thing, when I hit the handle, too far away, it's gonna come too close to me, I need to go in my shin. So I need to know the portions of my body where I need to stand. The biggest thing in that is staying calm, which again goes through my entire life. Now we're going into archery and hunting. Another thing that I have done my entire life, as long as I can remember. And I'm going to be saying this one a lot, staying calm. There's a very common thing in archery called what's called target panic. And that can happen whether you're looking at an actual target or an animal standing 40 yards away from you. Target panic can happen from bad habits formed when you get tired, from being too excited, from getting stressed, not having trust in yourself, not being consistent. The biggest thing to help get rid of this is to have a shot sequence every single time. Consistency, over and over and over, not only with the actual shooting, but with pulling back the bow. If I'm standing here, I'm gonna look at my target, I'm gonna bring the bow here, and then I'm gonna draw. If I have it here and I draw as I pull back, that's not what I usually do. It's consistent. That could change my entire shot, which doesn't sound like a big deal. But if I'm shooting 70, 100 yards out, that's gonna make a big difference when I shoot. On the more physical side of it, obviously to get a higher and higher poundage bow to shoot an animal more efficiently, I need to build up strength in my back pull my bow. The back is a really big muscle, and training it in archery not only trains it for more compound movements, but if I'm bending over to pick something up that's a little heavy, my back is more well trained to deal with moving in that way compared to some back movements that I do in the gym that are perfectly stiff. You bend over, all of that's gone. I can go into that all day, I'm not going to. A little bit back to it's a mix of the mental and physical for this part of the archery. A big part of staying calm is controlling breathing, especially in hunting situations. Not only do you need to breathe, stay calm, to notice movement, hear things around you, but a little bit of a rewind. A couple years ago, first elk, not that I pulled my bow back on, that I shot at, the other ones ran away. It's standing, well, from me, not to the white door here at the back of the room, but to the kitchen back there. From where I'm standing to there is 30 yards. In archery, not a super long distance, usually the second shortest distance that you would often shoot at with a regular sighted bow. But it is still a distance, and with an actual animal, it's a little different than a target. When I first pulled back my bow and I'm aiming at that, that's exciting. That is something that gets your blood going. And when that happens, you start shaking. I don't know, raise your hand if you've ever shot a bow or a gun. Okay, when you start shaking, especially at a further distance, you know it's hard to keep it right where you want it. It's really hard to aim right where you want. I was doing that. I'm back here, I'm shaking, I'm like, I can't do this. You just breathe. One really big thing that helps me calm down, and sometimes this is different for certain people. Some people like to breathe in and hold their breath. I've found it works better for me and a lot of people that come into our shop, the archery shop, that if I'm here and I breathe out, I'm a lot more steady. It calms my mind to breathe out, hold it. And that can help in a lot of daily situations. If I'm not gonna go into too much detail there, but if someone were trying to do something to me or someone I cared about, I need to stay calm. You cannot panic in that situation. Same thing if you're in a car. My father, a while ago, we were driving, we have a truck, we have a big camper that goes on it, we have a big boat we tow behind us. It's a lot of weight, and I'm sure most of you know, a lot of weight, not to the scale of a semi-truck, but that can't stop very fast. We come over this hill, there's a huge line of cars stopping for no reason. We're in the middle of nowhere. Most people would panic in that situation. You know you can't stop. Perfectly calm. We just go off the side of the road. It wasn't a ditch. Ended up okay. Another thing that I do quite often is running. I'm gonna say it again. Calm. You need to breathe. Now, being calm on this isn't as important as the breathing. Breathing you need to regulate so that you have enough air in your body to continue pushing through this. Now, the biggest thing, and I'm gonna try not to spend too much time on this one, is when you're running or working out, which I'll go into that later. Your body and your mind want to quit, and you've given 40%. That's a rule that the military uses, especially in special ops. It's called the 40% rule. When you want to quit, when your body's telling you it wants to quit, you need to keep going and give 100%, not 40. And that can go into a lot of things in our daily life. You want to give up something, you want to quit studying, you're at work, you're not enjoying it. Being able to push through that when you're running gives you the ability to push through anything else when you want to quit. Along with that, it teaches you discipline. Get up every morning, go to the gym every night, either run up a hill or go run on a treadmill. It teaches discipline. You don't want to do it. I definitely don't want to do it every single day, but I go do it. And forcing yourself to go do that teaches you, this is gonna suck, but I gotta do it, it's gonna be better for me in the end. And that goes to a lot of things. I don't wanna study, oh, but I should go study, it's gonna be better for me, I'm gonna go do it. It trains your mind. Discipline, once you learn it, doesn't go to one thing. Whether you like it or not, it's gonna go to your whole life. And for the rest of these, I'm not saying learn these things the same way that I'm learning them. I'm not saying go run every day, don't go shoot a bow every day. But it's a good thing to learn discipline, learn to be calm, learn to breathe, learn to notice things. However you want to learn to do that, I would recommend learning to do it. Now, of course, there are physical upsides to running. My stamina gets better, my cardio gets better. My lungs are healthier, my heart's healthier. That can help me if I ever got stranded on an island. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to be fit. I want to be able to survive. Someone steals something and start running away from me. I want to be able to catch that person. Working out. Discipline. I love working out. Do I want to do it every day? No. No, I do not. A lot of days I do, but certainly not every day. But I tell myself, I'm going to go do it. And during my workout, I do usually quite enjoy it. But it's the thought of going to work out some days, I don't want to do it. And again, that's going to build that discipline, it's going to help me with everything else. Now again, there are physical sides. I get stronger, I can lift things, I can hold back a heavier bow. Going into, well, actually, I'll come back to that, I'll go into that in a second. If someone tried to attack me, now of course there's a lot more to fighting than pure strength, but if I were, for the sake of, sorry Quentin, if me and you are at the exact same skill level, me and Quentin, in a sense of fighting, knowledge, and capability, oftentimes the stronger and faster person will come out on top at a perfectly even skill level. So even if I'm at a similar skill level as someone else trying to attack me, I want to be stronger than them, faster. Continuing the fighting, I box. Boxing. Right now I'm going to do classes Monday and Wednesday, but I still go in there, and at the end of every workout, I'll be in there punching the bag. Sometimes when I'm not doing an actual class, I'll do more things that aren't allowed in boxing, like kicking, throwing elbows. But the biggest thing with anything, a regular punch, is a lot of people, if you think of it, they think, oh, I'm just throwing my arms. No. On the physical side of boxing, yes, you want to be stronger. However, you don't need to be that strong. If you know how to put your body weight behind a punch, you're going to knock out anyone that doesn't know how to use their body weight or know how to take a hit. So if I punch just like this, I'm not going to get a lot of weight. If I twist my upper body and I put weight onto my rear foot and I twist, I'm going to get a lot more power in that punch than I would just throwing. This can help me use my body weight splitting wood. I can use momentum to lift heavier things rather than just raw strength. I'm going to rewind to working out a little bit. There's two different things, well there's a lot more than two different things, let me rephrase that. There are two main things that you can work out for, and we can put those into a bunch of different subcategories. You can train to put on a lot of mass and look really good, and both of these will still do the other, just not quite as much. Or you can work out to build strength, stamina, which of course will still work better. However, I like to train more for strength and stamina. Now, oftentimes, there's a lot of main movements in the gym, one of which is a bench press. I'm laying down, I have one really long bar, I put weights on it, and I don't weigh that much. I weigh 155 pounds. When you're doing a bench press, a good, not advanced, but a good, almost advanced, I can't think of the word, almost advanced bench press would be your own body weight. I weigh 155 bench press. That would be good for me. Besides hay weights, I already told you. Does anyone have a guess what I actually bench press?
2C, I believe. Like 250?
That would be amazing if I could.
150.
Not quite.
175.
What was that?
175.
That's close.
192. 190?
That's close. Right now, and I should have said this, at the end of a workout, I'm already exhausted, is 185. So almost twice my body weight, which I think I'm pretty good. There's also lateral pull down. It's like a pull up, and a good one, my body weight again, 155. A good lateral pull down for me, similar to a pull up, would be 195 pounds. I can do 300 pounds. So for me, I'm really strong for my size. And it's taken a while, but with discipline and consistency, like everything else in your life, gets there. Everything I just mentioned, like I've been saying, helps in daily life. One thing I think it is really going to help me with is the Army. I've been doing these things my entire life, and I need my body strong, and I think, I'm not the only one who thinks. A lot of my family that's been in the military, they hated basic training, most people do. They told me that I would enjoy it, it'd be easy for me. I think, and could be wrong here, however, part of me believes that this is part of what God has intended for me and has been working me towards. And it says in Psalm 144, verse 1, "Blessed be the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle." I believe that is what he's been doing to me most of my life, whether it's for the Army or something I might do afterward, but there's a reason for it. And there's a reason for everything else in all of your lives. When I get back, maybe next year I might come in for the rest of you that are still here, might do a guest speech, say how it was, say hi to everyone. For those of you that are moving and might be gone by the time I'm back, I'm reaching out, I'll let you know how it was, catch up. But till then, I want you guys to enjoy the time while I'm gone. I would, if everyone does not mind, I would like prayer while I'm gone, guidance, help, and I will see you all